damage if left in any way unchecked. So can you put on the... No, put on the room. Put on the... There we go. Apologies for that.
All right, so there we go. And took a little bit. We have the match underway here, and we're
so
moving
Corin half hand, I think, needs to be controlled very, very quickly.
Yeah, that could easily escalate. It's a really good card in the mirror matchup, isn't it?
How is he not loyal, though?
Yeah, that is interesting.
What is the plan?
I don't. It's thematically, obviously, it's completely bonkers because I can't think of a more clearly loyal character in the Night Sports faction. But, well, someone at FFG felt that this card needed to see more play. It is the champion card, I guess.
Okay, I suppose that should be part of it, but
Still, it's a bit off. Now, Tamas is...
what is that plot?
it's got to be...
It looks like Time for Maesters.
No, but it has to be the Maester plot where because he's searching his whole deck, and so they're both looking for Aemon here.
Where is that here to serve from? Has anyone seen that plot before?
Well, since Tamas has been in every tournament everywhere for a very long time.
And has a lot of fans around the world as well who send him cards.
So he does own, but he didn't put... Yeah, he did. He did put Maester Aemon into play there. Now, who did go first? Did you see?
I don't think we've seen the decision yet. You have the King's Road on the right-hand side. So
so
the
it's up to
allegedly Baratheon player gets to choose.
So it's yeah, exactly. It's up to David to decide, and we have Tamas cutting the neck there. All right. So what do we expect from this matchup? Do we think anyone has the upper hand as in terms of what the deck build is?
I think in terms of familiarity with the wall decks, you cannot equal Tamas.
No one can.
Like, it's not reasonable to expect that.
No. But
that's
do
where,
you think...
I might be surprised to see the Haunted Forest discarded.
Right.
It seems relevant, but at the same time, it's
Tamas
not a
really
question.
knows.
It's not a player I can question in this milieu.
I haven't... That was not really my question, because clearly Tamas knows what he's doing with this deck. But do you feel that the fact that David has the painted table at his disposal might be give him an edge?
I don't think so. Okay, we have an achievement happening in the background.
Yeah. Because that's what I'm thinking, that maybe the fact that David... I think I saw it in his hand even.
We can see the table in Tamas's hand.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big deal.
The table?
Sorry,
the wall.
No, we can see the Iron Throne.
Oh, the Iron Throne. The Iron Throne
so
might
he
be
has the ability to defend himself against that.
Might be hugely important to have the throne it.
But he still first has to control the Corin.
Yeah. So he's got two cards right now facing him that he kind of... Well, the painted table is not on the table yet, but I'm quite sure I saw it in...
I think he has to address the threat that's immediate right now.
Right. But I do think that David is actually holding the painted table. Yeah, he is. David is holding the painted table in his hand. So looking ahead, maybe he needs to look to both. Tamas is seriously thinking about this marshalling because it's clearly not easy to choose here. So we get a bird for some draw.
So Raven coming down, he'll be probably looking for solutions right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, it's difficult for him to know exactly how much he'll need to defend himself against. Because with whatever his opponent has in hand, like, it's going to be tricky getting the strength.
So he does play the throne, and I think that's correct because the painted table might just turn off so much of the options for Tamas.
Yeah,
otherwise.
so we have the Dragonglass Dagger, we have more military icons there.
Right.
So Corin is going to be getting some claim.
Right. For sure.
But at least Aemon can protect him from the targeted kill.
Right.
And there's no nightmares, but there are the brothers who will be able to cancel the Aemon trigger.
Will.
Their Aemon is likely going to be coming off the board this turn.
Could definitely be. I'm not sure.
Because I think
he's only got so much gold though.
But all he needs to play in the situation is the Begging Brother. He can drop the Begging Brother with the King's Road with a gold on him, still have 2 gold back.
Right.
Enough to throw a dagger onto Corin, kill Aemon, which will be an enormous thing in this matchup.
Right. Definitely.
So here the question only is how much to actually put on there.
Yeah, and I mean, since there's a throne out already, he's in no immediate rush to get the painted table on the board anyway. So he might just put some gold on the brother here. In order, actually, 1 is enough, right?
1 is enough, but the question is if he gets them to stick around. Like,
right? Why
there's
not?
plenty
Why
of
not
other effects to consider going forward.
Why not put 1 extra on him? He doesn't. Instead, he's playing the Dragon Glass. Yeah, exactly. And
because in this situation, if he's got the gold back, he can drop the other Maester, get the additional intrigue icon on the table.
Yeah, he can because he's got that reducer, and yeah, that's a solid play. I think David is off to a really good start here.
Yeah, Tamas is in.
He's in
no
dire
small
straits
measure of
here.
trouble.
No, he's in dire straits here. He has only so much of a board presence here. He does have 3 icons on that builder guy thingy, right? Because that's the one that gets extra icons, isn't it?
Sure.
So he's
got the 4 Night's Watch locations in place, so he's active with all the icons.
Yeah, but still, he can't defend the red challenge now. He's only at 1, 2.
His own military challenge
4.
isn't relevant.
No, he can block for 4, but Corin is at 7, so there's no use. And Corin can't kill Aemon. Corin can only kill
he can kill non-uniques.
Non-uniques.
So he'll kill the Shadow Tower. He'll still have to take claim, which is either the Raven or the Hunter.
The bird or the Hunter, and he can save that obviously with Aemon, but it won't work because he's got the brother out. Yeah, I don't know. This is it's a tricky position. So Tamas going first is actually making that military challenge first.
Would he actually use the save? Because what he could look at is a Valor next turn.
Right.
And then use the Begging Brother in the plot phase to cancel Aemon.
Right.
Get him off the board.
Right.
Keep his own Aemon and Corin.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, for sure. So he doesn't block this military challenge, which to me looks like he's actually going aggressively with Corin, because he could have blocked and triggered Corin, because Corin can trigger in defense, but instead
But he wants his own ability. He wants to have the double claim.
Yeah, yeah, which makes so much sense. Unless you're playing Valor, because then it really doesn't matter. Then he could have just as easily just blocked with Corin.
But even with that, like he can effectively conceal Valor, saying that look, he'll get him to a point where it's not necessarily expected.
Right.
Then drop it down.
Right. Sure.
It opens up a lot of options for him here.
For sure.
And he can reduce the card draw. So even if he's expecting to Valor next turn, he can look to kill off the bird.
Yeah. Certainly. So we have opposed by. So technically, he opposes by 3 here. No, he's not. He opposes with just the forest. And then.
So it kills the Shadow Tower. And the question is, does he try to use Aemon here?
Exactly.
Because using Aemon here will let an unopposed intrigue through, unopposed power through. No, not unopposed power because he still has.
Yeah.
And then the big question is, does the gold on the Begging Brother get used?
I don't know. I mean, it could be unopposed either military or power. It really doesn't matter. I would not use the gold on the Begging Brother now.
Okay.
But he did. All right. I'm not sure why he did that.
Not actual claim? Maybe he's not.
Yeah. All right. Because, well, of course, he gets 2 unopposed this way. Makes sense. All right. And claim. Oh, that's a good claim. You want that in the discard pile rather than in the hand. Sorry. And there you go. 2 unopposed and 1.
Dominance for Tamas.
Dominance for Tamas, of course.
Is the bird coming back to hand?
I bet. I can't see any reason why not.
You wouldn't come back to hand if you think that Marched is being run in the allegedly Baratheon deck.
Sure. Sure. But does he expect that, though? Apparently not. I mean...
Yeah.
So we see the agenda of Tamas has sort of fallen down all the way to the bottom of his playmat there. It's a beautiful alt art version of the field tier agenda, that the card at the bottom of Tamas's deck there. Or, well, on his...
Yeah, that's the fealty from the Brawl of the Crossroads, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's Munich's
he told us
finest event.
It's really, really nice, like medieval style drawing on it.
It's cool to see like events mixing it up, like in terms of whether it's prize support or whether it's the format. So, for example, I'm really excited to see the results from Summer Hall. That's happening in 2 weeks, I believe, in Georgia.
Right.
So they're actually running one of the first ones I've heard about where they're running a multi-format event.
Yep.
Where the top 8 is going to be draft after a Swiss joust.
Oh.
And then, so they're going to be a whole
So the
mix of
Heads on
formats.
Spikes missed. Missed. In at this point, any just getting a claim out of getting a card out of Tamas's hand is sort of a win.
So it's calling the banners for Tamas.
Yeah, calling the banners for Tamas, which is, I mean, giving him a lot of options, I guess, but a small hand size still. So what can we see from David's hand here? He's got
A nightmares for him on.
Little finger. And
Another begging brother.
Nightmares. Yeah. Well, he had that already last hand. So Rangers coming out here, right? Getting something strong, a big body on the board. He's got 1 coin left. I don't think he's going to use that. Looks like he's passing challenges to Tamas, who's grabbing another 3 gold there. And that's even before Tamas has used his underground walls.
So with the Ocean Road, he's dodging activating the underground vaults here.
Yeah, right.
So is that his own core in there? The 6 cost in Tamas's hand?
Yeah. Could be. It should be. It's the only one I can think of that's got that icon spread, and that would be considered in Tamas's deck. So we got some interesting cards there, but Corrin obviously might hit the board here. At least Tamas is looking at that. Tamas is just giving this a serious think here. So that's Corrin for most of his gold.
The Corrin Wars have begun.
Yeah. And then Tamas has Castle Black out, right? That's got to be Castle Black next to the Haunted Forest, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to see, but I think that is it. And then we have a couple of ranges, and that's it for Tamas, I think. Well, he still has to kneel both his underground walls, so he's got 2 more coins, but I don't think he's got anything to play from that. So we are on to challenges.
Okay, so yeah, they can both defend against each other's Corrins.
Right. So we have green first, because keeping that.
The only one who can stop out there is Aemon. He could stand the Aemon.
Of course, with Castle Black.
But we also know that his opponent has Nightmares in hand.
Right, right,
So once that's gone, he could Nightmares Castle Black,
right,
which will then, with the Dragon Glass Dagger, allow him to force through the military.
right.
So really
Yeah,
open up some options there.
yeah. I don't think Tamas can afford to defend this one. It's just too much of a risk. I think he's going to let this one go with just opposing it with Haunted Forest. But he's seriously considering doing it because Tamas is down to one card in hand, I think. And even though it might not be such a relevant card, it's always nice to have. Yeah, he just lets it through. Oh, he's got 2 cards in hand, and that was a Milk, which is irrelevant in this game or in this matchup.
You could look at a situation where he draws Nightmares and Milk, lands that on Corrin, which wouldn't be the worst thing.
That would be pretty sweet. Would the Milk fall off as soon as
No.
the Nightmares?
Because
stop?
the Milk removes his text.
All right, yeah. That's a really neat play. That's a really, really neat play. So he lost the Milk anyway. And Johannes is looking to make a power challenge with only the Builder, it seems.
Did we ever work out if that is an enormous nail or if it's actually a tiny, tiny Watchman?
It's hard to say. What are the other options, though? Are there any other options?
I don't think so.
No. So it's got to be either a tiny Watchman. I'd definitely go with a tiny Watchman. It seems more likely in so many ways because who would? It's just unrealistic that you would have such a big nail, isn't it?
Wow, that's surprising. I assume there's a Castle Black play going here.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be. Tamas has only 1 power on his.
Why
house
did we
card.
not see the Nightmares there?
Yeah. I guess that for some reason David feels that a military challenge is more important here, and he
But-
wants to keep the Nightmare for Aemon. Okay, that's the only reasonable thing for me.
But the end result is largely the same because he's going to have to Nightmares Corrin here.
No. Corrin is at 5. Tamas's Corrin is at 5, whereas David's Corrin is at 7.
Okay.
So
He's attacking with both.
and he's attacking with the ranging party as well. So David is going to get this military through. Certainly he is. And if he Nightmares Aemon, he will be able to kill both the bird and the ranging party, I suppose.
All right, I'll take it.
I think that's the play. Yeah, that is the play. And then he triggers it on the ranging body, and I can only assume that Tamas is going to claim the bird. The chat is supporting my line of thought here,
Which leaves him
stating
with 1
that,
card in hand and no draw.
that David's Corrin is bigger than Tamas's Corrin.
That math checks out.
Yeah. So this is looking really good for David, isn't it?
And we're yet to see a Baratheon card.
Right, but we know David has a painted table in hand, so we know they are there. They're just not at this point particularly useful. So he claims for red claim. He claims.
I assume he takes the elf on the shelf as well.
Yeah,
Okay, just saves him.
yeah. Why not? He's not winning dominance anyway.
Intrigue. So we have 4 cards
Right.
to 1 card.
Well, that's a good pull though, because I bet David would have liked to be able to play Littlefinger for draw. And we move on to next round. What do you think Tamas should be doing here? Let's have a look at his.
He has good
options.
economy, so I think counting coppers here might dig him out of it.
Did you
and
see?
that's what he's gone for.
Was that we went for?
Yeah.
I
Because if his opponent play now is actually quite interesting because he wants to try to stay under 5 gold with his plot,
right, yeah.
to avoid activating Tamas's economy.
Right.
Because if he gets the economy locations online
Right.
and he's got the counting, so he could be looking at 6, 7 gold.
Yep.
Yeah, so we see that he does exactly that. He digs for his wall to escalate the pressure. He stays under the 5 gold threshold.
Right. Oh, he might just find the Iron Throne as well. That's almost as good for him.
Yeah.
I think either of them would be. That's the wall in there and the Iron Throne. So he's got the choice here. He could pick either of those two, and he's going for the Iron Throne. Yeah, that makes sense because it's cheaper. The 2 cards and both of them do things. Let's say he's robbing 1 power from Tamas as well as. Yeah, it makes more sense. It also allows him to be more aggressive.
Yep.
So
More gold.
more gold.
So in this situation, he's got effectively 5 gold coming in.
Right.
It depends as to whether or not he has any other economy. He can use the Elf on the Shelf to discount the Iron Throne.
Right.
So in that situation, if he discounts the Iron Throne, he can
Yep.
drop down the Begging Brother with 1 gold
Right.
to cancel the aim on save.
Yep.
And then either set himself up for a reset next turn,
Right.
or realistically just wreck the board this turn.
Right. Corn is of less consequence now, since there are no non-uniques on Tamas's side. But this is before Tamas's martial as well. So, and he's not using the Elf on the Shelves, as you call him, yet. But he might for no, he didn't. He wants him standing. Still got 1 gold, threatening nightmares, I suppose. Even though he hasn't got them. So Tamas grabs 1 extra coin here.
Yeah. So he's going to be working with 4 gold.
Right. Which is
Okay, that's a good
it's
point from the chat there.
Yeah.
I was actually wrong about the Elf on the Shelf because he only reduces Night's Watch locations.
Right. Yeah, that's
Or
correct.
attachments.
You're right. Well, the chat is right. Let's see. Do Tamas play the wall at this point? I don't think so. Right.
Can he meaningfully defend it?
No, I don't think. Well, with Castle Black, he can. And he's got.
He still has Dollar Said.
Yeah, he's got Delrased and he's got Corin doing 2 blocks. He could.
I think he could go for the wall here.
Yeah.
And
He
just
could
hope for
actually
the best.
do that. He could actually do that. But he's not. He's going for Benyon instead. No, changing his mind. Looking over. Playing Benyon for 5.
What gave him the additional income?
Sorry?
What gave him the additional income?
I
I think they miscounted the income.
No, I think because the fact that he's now got David did play the Rose Road, and I think it
It increases it now.
Yeah,
So it's actually, even though he didn't get the gold,
I
it counts as the...
I think it does. I think that's how it
So
works.
that was kind of a mistake on David's side, because that's
I
an
guess,
additional 2
yeah.
gold he gave his opponent.
Right, yeah. I'm not sure it will have much consequence, but it could. So they're both keeping 1 gold each. There are no Corin triggers for... Well, of course, Tamas could trigger Corin.
Yeah, so after all that effort with the plot actually staying under it,
Yeah.
that Rose Roads
Yeah.
was really no friend of his.
No, certainly not.
That could potentially have opened a way for Tamas to get back into this game.
Definitely. So, triggering Corin as well, right? No, that was the blue challenge, so he can't trigger Corin on it. But getting the renown.
Next turn, he has to drop the Begging Brother
Right, yeah.
and prep for the Valor play.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think this was David's game to lose, and this might have lost him it. Well, at least it brought Tamas right back into the game. He really had...
Because we know Tamas already has his wall. We know David is still looking for his one.
You're right, exactly. And Tamas is ahead on power, not by
What
much.
is in David's hand right now?
A
The
begging brother, ranging
another
parter.
ranging party. So nothing
Benyon
hugely
maybe?
relevant.
Yeah, Benyon is relevant.
I'm going to switch away from this because I'm getting dizzy right now.
Right, yeah. Go back to the overhead view maybe. So we have a green challenge coming in from David, I assume. I don't know why he didn't make the green challenge first. And he's making it with Eamon as well. Oh, he's sort of anticipating the Dolores Ed play, maybe?
But it's 5.
No, and Tamasius let it through it seems. Knelt the Haunted Forest, and
What's Amon knelt for?
I don't know. I did not see the interaction going down here, really. Maybe something as we were switching to the hand cam there that I missed. It seems to
There's no reason for him to have become tapped down.
No, it seems that there was a challenge being issued and that Tamas is considering defending it, but for some reason he's already knelt his... all right, the chat
Eamon
says...
defended,
They
why
say that Eamon defended.
But why isn't Dolores in it?
No, exactly. Why would he add both Eamon and
Still
the
lose.
Haunted Forest? He could have just had the Haunted
No, I'd
Forest.
say he probably
here.
won.
Why would he win?
No,
That's
because then the
three,
Haunted Forest
three
wouldn't
against
kneel.
four. 3 against 4, and the Haunted Forest wouldn't kneel. And there was no claim. This seems weird to me. Did they do claim? I don't see any claim anywhere. This is a little bit weird.
I don't get it.
Oh, the chat is saying that that David passed challenges and that Tamas made a attack with Amon
But what's the Haunted
And-
Forest knelt for?
because he lost the challenge.
Which challenge?
The green one. The green challenge was actually Tamas challenging with Amon, and then
Okay.
David defending with both Amon and the other Maester, and that kneels the Haunted Forest because it kneels even on attack. So that must have been what happened, and that's why we didn't have any claim.
Okay.
So David is playing Counting Compass, getting some draw.
So he's
Refilling
ducking
it.
under the underground vaults again?
Right. And effectively he has 4 gold to play with. That's...
It's good for Tamas, but it's not massively relevant on the board.
No, because he's already duped his Corin on the board, so that's pretty fine.
So David has to go for the begging brother play now.
Yeah, I can only assume. And he could play it with 2 gold on. Would you do that?
And he has to go second, because otherwise the milk comes down the begging brother.
Right. But he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that Tamas is
But
play.
he
He's
must
got 2
know
milk
there's
in hand.
milks in the deck.
Of course, he's already
They
seen.
haven't gone on anything
He's
else.
already seen one, but he can't. He can't know that Tamas is holding on to 2 of them. Certainly can't. And he's going exactly. So David is going first, playing the wall for almost all the marbles, I think, keeping 1 gold, playing a milk of his own on Benyon. Yeah, that's a good play.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine.
So Tamas counter walls here.
Right, yeah. I can only assume. Tamas's hand... Oh, he's got... Yeah, exactly, some draw. And... yeah, getting some more coins. Only getting the 1 from each vault this hand. We might see...
That Castle Black is doing incredible work.
It is. Castle Black is such a versatile card, isn't it? It's one of those cards that's really frustrating to play against, and it's really nice to have on your own side of the board. So, 1 goal left for Tamas. Nothing to milk, really, of any value.
No non-unique characters.
No. This... David has non-uniques. He's got 3 of them. So Tamas's Corin is still relevant. I don't know that David...
Yeah, and he can save the Maester.
Yeah. Exactly. Huh. Right.
The initiative was really important, actually, on this turn.
I think so.
So having the heads on spikes force into attacking. I think in this situation they just...
So they both passed?
That's a pass for both challenges.
Yeah.
What's the dominance count?
So the dominance goes to Tamas, whereas both get the wall.
So we have 12 to 8 on the power count.
Right. Right.
So this is the kind of rock and roll play you expect from two wall decks.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So let's see what I can make out what plot he picked.
Why did...
Another heads on spike from...
like heads on spikes here, but then she puts him on 14.
yeah,
And,
I think that's the play, right?
have it be all over.
It should be the play, right? And
Don't
then-
try and hide it from us, Tamas.
No,
We
Tamas.
got eyes everywhere.
Yeah, we can see even under
Yeah,
your table.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Of course he's playing the heads on spike here. He's got
Swish
to.
the center cam.
He's got to play it.
We can take a little bit of anticipation.
Right, okay. I'm sure. No, building orders and valor. Wow. I did not expect this. Without the begging brother, Corin will be saved. But both Corin stays on the board. Benyon potentially.
So Tamas is stuck with the choice now of whether to take Amon or Corin.
Yeah, but obviously he's going to save Corin because Corin's got all the marbles.
Literally, in this case.
Literally. And he's at 11, 12. He's at 12 power. He's so close.
What is he trying to build for here?
Tamas.
His own Dragon Glass Dagger?
Tamas, maybe, yeah. Why not? Pretty much any character will be all right. Oh, yeah, that's the Dragon Glass Dagger. And, I mean, as long as he got some claim soak, he doesn't even have to care that much about the military. And he's got Dollar Said in hand.
But I assume David's going to be looking to pass challenges here. So
Right.
just marshal whatever he can,
Right.
get it out there and try and defend the wall.
Right, right. But having Tamas on 12...
But Tamas gets the Dragon Glass Dagger. He can force through the challenge. He's going to get significantly more money.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the wall is largely indefensible here.
Whose wall? David's wall.
Sorry?
David's wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. He's got reduction in.
But he can force through the military. That's two limited locations. Can we get a judge in there, actually?
Well, was that too limited? No, that's just the one.
Ocean Road.
No, that was
Came
on
down,
already. No, it was
No,
from
it was fine.
previous. It was from previous turn. So that's fine. He played the King's Road this time, but not the Rose Road was already there. So Tamas gets not that much more gold. Actually, Tamas gets the same amount of gold minus the King's Road. I think. I don't see how Tamas could force through a military challenge.
Well, he has the option of the Dragon Glass Dagger.
Right.
He's got whatever that lad's name is.
Yeah, but he can pump the
I mean,
strength.
we didn't know his name last year. I think it's
No,
only
we
consistent
still,
for us.
still don't know
to
it. But he pumps people's strength by
Lots.
tapping Dragon Glass Daggers, basically, and Cravens, and sometimes other things. Yeah, I don't know. Tamas is at 12, whereas David is only at, 8, right?
Yeah. And
Which
we still
means-
have a heads on spikes.
Right.
Due to come down.
Which means that Tamas basically only need to take 1 power and defend the wall, right? Essentially, David going first has got to try to decide whether or not he can make that green challenge and tip Tamas.
David has to pass.
He doesn't know that the Lurset is in Tamas's hand, but he has to suspect it, right? I mean, can he?
Even if he doesn't know Dollar Set is there, you got the
Yeah.
100 first.
Yeah, right. And he can't. He could push a red challenge through with both Benyon and Corin in order to kneel the Haunted Forest, but that
He
seems...
can't even do that
No.
with the ambush sword.
Yeah, right. Assuming that Tamas keeps enough. Oh, well. Craven on takes that option out, and a milk on Benyon.
It's only polite.
Yeah, this is actually over, isn't it? Because Tamas will take at least 2 power from the wall.
And it really goes all the way back to pretty much the first turn.
Yeah.
Not going for that begging brother cancel on A1 Valor turn.
Yeah, right. That would have been a way for David to keep the momentum going, because David had the early momentum, but yeah.
It was a bit of a wasted begging brother trigger.
Yeah, Tamas is.
Tamas let somebody make mistakes.
And Tamas is more than just a person that he's not just the Night's Watch champion. He's the champion of coming back from behind. I don't know of any other player that so consistently comes back from behind as Tamas does. He always seems to be in a bother, and then he's not anymore.
Yeah. So we have the players just confirming the calculation that Tamas has won this match.
He's not won it this turn, but he will once he plays. Well,
his
he'll
wall
win.
can't be knelt.
No, but he'll win next turn.
Next turn he heads on spikes.
Yeah. Well, actually, he will, because he takes dominance, right? Who's got dominance?
Not necessarily.
Who got dominance?
They both have wall.
Both got wall, but who's got dominance? Because that's actually important. If Tamas has got dominance now, he does win. But
so right now, Tamas is on
12.
8, 11, 13 for dominance, plus the Iron Throne, which we can ignore. Right. Whereas on the other side, we have 7, 12, 14. So I think we're 1 power apart, 1 strength apart.
So that means David has the dominance?
It looks like it to me.
Yeah, and that means that if both passes, Tamas doesn't win this turn. Tamas will end up on 13 power. He will go to 14 taking the wall, and then he'll drop back to 13 after Painted Table steals 1. And then Tamas will play heads on spike. So what does David have in hand? Does he have any characters in hand? Oh,
this feels like a somewhat desperate move.
Oh, this is very much a problematic move. Is it a power challenge? I hope it's a power challenge. Anything but a power challenge here is a problematic.
There is 20 minutes left to play.
I think that lost
but
David
if it's
the game.
it doesn't matter what it is. Like
that lost David the game.
If it's military, he takes the dupe of Neely, Swordy, Strengthy guy.
Yeah.
And then lets the Raven die, and then he thrusts across the unopposed military.
Yeah.
And
for the win. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only thing he can kill with Corin's trigger. Yeah. So he kills the bird with the trigger.
But now he can seize the unopposed military.
Yeah, and that's game for Tamas, because Tamas still has the wall, and he will get an unopposed. He can even have a blue claim if he likes. I mean, it's over, and Tamas is. Tamas
pretty incredible comeback.
Yeah, it looked like they had it, but he didn't push that early board state advantage, and
he kind of focused a little too much on balancing out locations as opposed to controlling the board state.
Right.
He had his opportunity to get rid of Aemon, to get rid of Corin.
Yeah.
And then he blew it.
Yeah, and against a guy like Tamas, you can't make mistakes. There is no room for
There's
mistakes.
no time.
There's no time, there's no room. Tamas doesn't make much mistakes with his deck. He's got this deck down to a science unlike anyone else. Like we've seen so many times from him. And I guess that's why everyone seems to be considering Tamas one of the absolute best players in the world, right?
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Right now we're going to have winners interview from Tamas, and then we're going to be streaming top 8 later on this evening.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, let the players pack up, let ourselves grab a bit of a breather. So we'll be coming back shortly with Tamas for the winners interview, and then have an update on when the top 8 is going to be kicking off.
Right. See you in a bit.
I think you have the best secondary points.
I think I am the best. Before I was the best 4-1. But
it was the second table. I don't know in the first table. I think 6-2-6-0.
Yeah.
2-5-0.
Last year's.
Yeah.
You mean Yeah, 2 6-0s.
2 6-0s. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, I think.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter really. I'm not going to Stalik, so it's better for you.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best in Worlds.
Thank you.
Like this guy. Like, you had him. It looked like you had him, but it's just.
I kept thinking, I got Tamas.
But no, you can't. Can you? Like more than the first Ranger, you're the first of coming back from behind. I don't know of anyone that can come back from the disadvantages that you do. Like, it's just crazy.
Big under pressure.
You're the best under pressure. Like
that is my favorite song.
I've seen this so many times, and yet it blows my mind.
Yeah, every time.
Like,
I was thinking, I got this. I gotta keep the pressure. Keep the pressure.
We're on the stream and we're like, so David does this and this, and Tamas is no board. All right, now okay, so he still has a board for some reason. Yeah. But then if he does this and this, he's got no board, and then you come back. It's just. Yeah, it's amazing. You provide so much entertainment.
My setup was very good, but the Kohorian happy a lot.
I'm just glad that I put up a better fight this turn than last.
And that Tagaros.
That was such an intense game, and it's a pleasure to watch. It's a pleasure to watch.
Pleasure to play. Wish you all the
We need
best.
to have you for the winners in team. Is that fine? Yeah.
I have to go into the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just waiting for Tamas to join us for the winners interview. Right now, we're waiting for results rolling in. There's some interesting results coming in from the table at large, from the tournament at large. We got Jakob Hultman has been confirmed to be the King of Swiss for the second time in 2 years here at Varberg Morghulis. So we have Sandy Barnabas, unfortunately lost his match, and so will not be making the cut. I've got Victor rejoining me here now. So we're just getting set up for the evening now. The plan is we'll do the winners interview with Tamas. Then there's going to be a break for dinner, after which we're going to be heading into the top 8 with the players to make the cut. So right now, of the matches that are going, we've got Even, who is playing to maintain his spot in the top 8. So with the results as they stand right now, he is on 4-2. Even with a loss, he has a good chance he'll be pushed out by Johan Larsson.
Yeah, Johan is still playing because he's playing Night's Watch, the slower version.
Actually, no, because in that case, Even will probably drop down to push Linus out.
Is it Linus that's really on the cusp, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, it would seem. Because Johan would be at... Oh, Johan has a mod win, though.
Yeah, but if he gets the win...
Yeah, he'll have
he's
only
shoot
one
up.
loss. He'll
Yeah.
have only the one loss. So both...
So top 8 seems largely set. So we saw Even lost
kind of
there,
depends on
and Johan went in. So the top 8...
Johan just won.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So the top 8, can anything change it up here?
I don't...
Pair has a very strong strength of schedule.
Yeah, Paris playing Make Gymnastic. Both of them could make it. They could push Linus out. Because 278 against 3, either of them would. So Linus is not making the cut because he has so much worse strength of schedule.
Richard Walker is currently at 2.59. He looks unlikely to make it, even if he goes to 4-2.
I think so. Yeah.
Daniel Nicasio is out.
Right. Yeah.
So right now we're pretty much just waiting on the result of Pair's game.
Yeah, because that's the most interesting right here.
The last
either
of the 4-2s
Gymnastic or Per Engström will make it. Both of them are old-timers of the local meta. They've been playing for ages. And both of them actually play all the games, kind of. They both play Star Wars. They played a bit of Conquest back in the day.
Is Star Wars still a thing somehow?
It is a little bit of a thing, I guess.
With Destiny out, how have FFG not cancelled it yet?
Because I think Star Wars is so much more of an actual game, whereas I think Destiny is more of a money grab, isn't it?
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because those expansions are coming out at a pretty relentless pace.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with that. I tried for a bit, but I had to drop for this weekend. I just can't afford to buy into this one as well.
So looking at the camera in the background, it seems Pair is getting consoled over a result. So I think we're about to finalize the top 8.
So that means Mikael might have won, right?
It looks like it. We're still waiting for Tamas to join us, and that's the final result. So Mikael came in.
Yep. So
he
we
pushed Linus out of top 8.
Yep. Jakob beat Johannes for King of Swiss, taking the crown. And then we've got third place Tamas, fourth place Eric, who we haven't had Eric on the stream yet.
So we have 4 wall decks in the top 8.
Right. How do you feel about that? Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Jakob will be facing off against Mikael for the first pairings there, I suppose. Johannes will be facing Evan. So that's Targaryen versus Greyjoy.
Tamas is having an immediate rematch with David, it looks like.
It would seem, right? Interesting. David was beating himself up a bit about that miss.
The begging brother.
The begging brother misplay. And then we will have Eric and Johan facing off Tyrell versus Night's Watch. And I have to say, I think unless Eric gets a really fast opening, Johan will have that game because that's a really good matchup for Johan.
Now, for the guys in the chat, top 8 is likely going to be in about a half hour or thereabouts. So we're just waiting for Tamas to be sent in for the winners interview. So we're going to have a few minutes there, and then we're going to take our own break to eat our own dinner.
Yep.
And get set up for the top 8.
Right.
Because I believe there's also draft happening alongside that.
There will be a Valerian draft going on here as well. And
Okay,
we have
so here joining us we have Tamas.
Yeah.
Have a seat. So that was a pretty intense match.
Yes, it's very, very hard. It was very, very hard. When my opponent
There's no sound.
played
on the mic.
in half hand in the setup. And I have only two non-unique characters. I feel, okay, it's not my game. But yeah, I have my core in 2 in my hand, but there is no any economy.
Yeah.
This match I was lucky because of I have 2 economy in the start.
Yeah.
And I have just 6 in the whole deck, so it was very, very good. And later I draw another one King's Road,
Yeah.
so I can manage it to play to the game my Kohorin, and his renown was very, very good, and the ability to. I usually play Kohorin and really like it. One of the best Nightwatch character, I think,
It's really
and one of my favorite after Benjen.
Yeah.
And with Benjen, it's terrible because a lot of strength, a very good ability, renown, and no stealth against him. But when I play against my opponent, Dalin, I realized that, it's scoring, it's very, 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 very fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we were looking at those early marshallings, and it looked like you were really trying to work out which thing to defend, Corin or the dominance package, or which way to go. And did you have a hard time deciding on how to marshal those early turns?
Not too much. It was not too hard for me. I know what did I take to remain in the game, but I realized in the turn 3, 2, and I think turn 1, 2, and 3, it was not my game. My opponent has much better position, and he killed my ravens. I had to kill my ravens with claim, and that's why I didn't have any plus extra draw. So I have only one character in my hand, one holder. It is not enough.
It would seem, after watching so many games from you, that you really play better under pressure. Like when you're at the cusps. How does it feel for you? Like when you're on the brink like that?
It's a good question.
Do you get nervous at all?
I was not nervous at all, but I think about, okay, I lost this game and out, and maybe the draft is coming, and another one big championship in Glasgow is coming, so I have another chance before the Worlds.
So it's the other way around.
And I always think about it. It is not my last game, and if I lost and no top 8, it's not a tragedy. Just think about it.
So it's the other way around. Once you sort of relax a bit, you manage to pull back.
I think I was relaxed. After the game, I am much nervous. Then I think that I fought back to the game.
Yeah. Well.
Looking at the pairings now, you're actually headed into an immediate rematch with David.
It seems like
what's going to be your approach for the next game?
Yeah, it's a top 8.
Yeah. This is the top 8.
So maybe there will be a rematch.
Yeah.
So is there anything you'll be looking to do differently this time, or?
I would like to draw Kohorian half hand in the setup. It will be good because he has a lot of Darian has a lot of non-unique characters too, so we will see. But my defending style, I think, a little bit better against that deck.
Yeah.
But it depends on if I don't have the Iron Throne and my opponent has. It's very, very hard.
It's nasty.
In terms of your economy, you're saying you're only playing 6 locations. So that's the 3 underground vaults and 3 King's Roads.
Yeah.
Are you doing that deliberately for the mirror match to try and avoid activating your opponent's underground vaults? Because it essentially keeps you with your plots consistently under the 5 gold.
Yes. It's it's not bad, I think. But I really need at least one vault. The King's Roads, I think it's not enough. If I have King's Roads every turn, it's okay, but or if 3 King's Roads in my deck, and the vault can be used more times. I really need the vault. But I have felt it's +1 extra gold sometimes, a lot of times. But sometimes we strike back, so I think I would like to rethinking this deck.
Yeah.
Nice, because we saw a couple of that, like that horrifying mistake when David played his Rose Road, activating your underground vault despite not getting gold from it. That really kind of pushed you back towards the game.
Yeah. Two vault made the game, and the castle back was very
very
useful. Not almost always very useful card.
I mean, even if you don't get to use it, it's that he can't make a military challenge right into Corin and so on. So yeah.
And right now, we seem to be in a very similar situation to last year. We got Jakub Hultemann, once again King of Swiss.
Yes.
We got yourself, once again, coming to take them down.
Oh.
We have only 2 non-Swedish players in the top 8. So it's yourself and Even, which is probably pretty balanced, like yourself and Even against 6 Swedish players.
And Even beat me in the Swiss rounds. He was my only
he was your
defeat.
first loss there. So this is it's shaping up to be a really exciting tournament here for us this weekend as well.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the viewers? Because I'd say you're probably looking forward to some dinner before top 8 match.
When does it start?
So it's going to be in about half an hour. We'll give everybody a chance to eat now. And
okay. I am going to eat my pizza and another.
So about 40 people viewing right now. Is there anything you'd like to say to them? Is there any promises for the future? Are you going to win the World Championship? Because a lot of fans there are really looking forward towards you going through the Americans who are not entirely aware the wall exists. No?
We will see.
We will see.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tamas. We'll look forward to have you here again in the winners.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tamas.
See you in a bit.
Well, that's a very humble winner there.
As
really
always.
Set for the tournaments. It's interesting actually seeing kind of the exchanges outside when you have people going on saying, look, if I play against that player, I'm taking him down. This is how I'm crushing people. Tamas there, look, I'm going to play my best game, hopefully going to be better than their best game.
And always humble, even like approaching the game, both before and both afterwards. See, there's no question. Tamas was well before he started winning with this deck. He was still one of the most appreciated and beloved players of the game because he's just a nice dude.
Yeah. Well, right now we still have a whole lot of matches in the lower bracket that can't affect the top 8 still ongoing.
Yeah.
So we are going to go grab some dinner,
and
we will be back. Some drinks, and we'll be back in about half an hour.
And as you might have noticed by now, our timers that we use to we are unable to reset them to the time that we want them to go. They seem to go off on whatever time they like. So
look, I don't think we use the half-hour one. That might actually work.
Yeah, we'll try that one for now. And
do we have a half-hour one?
We do have a half-hour one, and maybe it will work. Otherwise, it's just signifying that we are eventually coming back. So for a bit, we'll take a break, and then we'll be back with more content.
See you with the top 8.
Right, bye-bye.